Hi, and welcome to the LesParis.com podcast. I'm Les. This podcast is a short daily monologue that you can listen to. Use it to practice listening to English. Use it to stimulate ideas. Use it for BGM. Well, hello, and welcome to episode 49 of the Les Paris podcast. Yesterday we talked about food colors, which has a kind of connection to our physical health. Today I want to talk about calligraphy, that beautiful writing, which has a kind of connection to our spiritual health. Calligraphy. Do you do calligraphy? Have you done calligraphy? If you're living in Japan and going to the Japanese school system, you study calligraphy in school. But if you're in North America, where I grew up, we didn't study calligraphy in school. What is calligraphy? Isn't it just writing? Of course, everybody learns how to write in, most countries, in most schools, but calligraphy is a little bit different from writing, okay? Now, some of the sources I looked at said calligraphy was invented 3,000 years ago. Well, that's kind of like saying writing was invented 3,000 years ago. So calligraphy and writing are kind of the same, and yet they're different. In the West, calligraphy became sort of different from writing about 500 years ago. Okay, so what's the difference? Well, I found sort of three main things that were different between regular writing and calligraphy. The first is tools. With regular writing, of course, you can write with just about anything. Pencils, pens, crayons, you can write with a stick in the sand if you want to. But calligraphy requires special tools. In Eastern calligraphy, you usually need a calligraphy brush and the dark ink, the black ink for doing calligraphy. And in the West, you need special pens with a special tip to give it that sort of calligraphy flavor. And then there's a whole range of sizes of pen tips and pens. It's another podcast in its own. Number two is the rareness. Regular writing is everywhere, but calligraphy is not everywhere. It's only in a few special places. And then the last one was the intention. The main intention of calligraphy is beauty. You want to create something beautiful. In a sense, it's art. On the other hand, writing, the main intention is just communication. So we find that calligraphy and writing are quite a bit different when you consider tools, rareness, and intention. Thanks for listening. Well, thanks a lot for listening to the end of my 49th episode about calligraphy. Tomorrow, I'd like to talk about design, kind of another artistic type of thing, but we're going to look at door design tomorrow. Kind of unusual, isn't it?